Have you ever loved someone so much that just can't forget about him? Yeah, that's me. He was my first boyfriend, and we were young, dumb, and obsessed with each other at a young age. Yeah, it was first love, and it was love at I know you get me. Okay, he's now my ex. So sometimes it's just hard for me to move on because sometimes I just think about him and sometimes I smile, sometimes I laugh about him. Sometimes I feel like texting him, but I've never done that. So guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Eve, and it's time for me to spill the tea about my first love, my first boyfriend, okay? So guys, first boyfriend, okay? So guys, this is how we met. It was an arranged thing, not us meeting. It was an arranged meeting. It was a church youth meeting. We were meeting to arrange how we're gonna go for a trip, a youth trip. And yeah, so we went to church. Personally, I went to church with my sister, and in church we met two boys. One was my sister's best friend, was also my friend, and the other one was my sister's friend. You gave me. Okay, there's my sister, there's her friend, and now there's his friend. Yeah, no, that's the point. So that's that friend of theirs. Let's give him a name. Let's call him Jack. Let's call him Jack. So there was my sister's friend was called let's give him a name, Brandon. And so there was Brandon and there was Jack. So Jack was my first love. I fell for him the first time I saw him. It was so unexpected. I never thought I'd ever think about someone that loving people. I was not so much into relationships. I was an introvert back then, but now I'm an ambivert. Sometimes I'm introverted, yeah. So I was in those times I was trying to make friends because it was looking weird on my side that I don't have any friends, okay? So yeah, that's how we met. And people joined, we started the meeting, and the meeting went on, and we talked and talked and talked. And in the conversation, in the middle of the conversation, he introduced himself as Jack. And yeah, I was with my best friend. Let me just call him my best friend. Not he was beside me, and we were talking and talking and talking and talking. And then my best friend said something rude to me, like we're best friends, so it's normal. So he said something rude to me and he didn't apologize. And guess what? Guess what? Oh my gosh. Jack stood up for me. Even without knowing he was my best friend, he told the guy, because he was a guy, that's not nice. You should apologize. And I was like, that's my man. That's my man. That's who I want to be my man. So we talked and talked and talked. After the meeting was over, I was like, ooh, let me just go because it's getting late. I started going. I was the first one to leave. But he had already left. He had already left because he just lives near the church. He had gone for his sweater and I was leaving. And in the middle of the road there was a road up to me, or he was on this side. So that road he saw me and he was like, girl, stop. And I was like, I don't usually stop for guys to talk to me. But that day I stood up because I was interested. So I stood and then he introduced himself again and he said, oh, my name is Jack, I'm these years old and blah 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 blah. And he escorted me almost to my place, but he didn't reach. Have I ever felt comfort? For the first time I felt like somebody got me, somebody understands me. I felt that comfort like oh my gosh, I wish you were my boyfriend and later on you became my boyfriend. You believe it's first love at sight because that day we talked and talked and talked and talked and talked and talked until where the end of escorting reached and he hugged me and I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I was melting. Literally I was melting because I was not so much into hugs, but he hugged me and I felt like, come on, do this for an hour. I'd do that for an hour, I swear to God. So yeah, we went our separate ways. Reaching home, I couldn't stop thinking about him. That night, I didn't sleep. I swear to God. I even felt like it was abnormal. I just slept fantasizing about him. I don't know if it was inflation or it was just love. Yeah, I didn't sleep thinking about him. Yeah, days went by. That day, we didn't exchange contact, but we met again in church again because he was interested in me. So every Sunday, he would always come to our church to see me. To see me. So yeah, it was fun. I'd never in my life I had never received such kind of attention. No, I'm not an attention seeker, but that attention was just way overboard. Yeah. So since I didn't have a phone that time, but he had one, I gave him my mom's number. Yeah, and we always talked. That's first Sunday. It was after we went for a trip, and because I'd already felt affection for him, I bought him something and gave Brandon the gift, not the gift, the thing. He can give him to him, and yeah, just saying hi and just to tell him I was saying hi. He gave him, and yeah, he appreciated. And the next time I met with Brandon, I gave Brandon a letter. I was that cheesy. I gave Brandon a letter to give to Jack. Yeah, he read it, and guess what? He replied. I always feel bad because that letter I washed it. Oh my gosh. Have you ever felt frustrated? You maintain something and then you wash it. Imagine. So the words just something useless but also useful to me. I'll, I even went with a letter to school to show off. Like, guys, my boyfriend wrote me a letter and you want to see what he had written? He was so sweet. Oh, I'd always read that letter to sleep. Like, I'm reading it so that I can sleep. Yeah, that was me. That's how obsessed I was. Yeah, yeah. Days went by. Since he had my mom's number, he once texted me and he was like, "Hi, Evelyn. Are you coming for a revival? Like, there was some service in church." So he texted me like in a church manner and he was like, would you want to join? And I was like, hell yeah. So I joined, and guess what? I was not joining the church service. We went and had fun the whole day. It was me, Jack, Brandon, and his friends and his sisters. It was not just the both of us, but the day was literally so fun, full of fun. I just, I don't forget that day. I can't forget that day. That's how much I love that guy. First love never dies. Yeah, it was so fun until we started growing apart because something happened between us that I understood later last year. I understood last year around November. Yeah, I was the reason for our breakup. No words to explain. Let's meet for part 2. To be honest, I have so much to say. I still love the guy. I still miss him. There's this one time. I'm not gonna finish. Let's meet on part 2 of my first love. Spill the tea. Let's meet there. That's where it went crazy, wild. Things were just so bad for me. Guys, so tune in to my part 2 of this video, and if you watched until this far, thank you so much. It's a very short love story, but it still lingers in my mind. Yeah, because the best part happened in a very short time, but the worst part happened for a fucking whole year. Guys, let's meet in my part 2. Stay tuned. Mecha. Ciao. See ya.